Good day, viewers. Welcome to this another series of AgChem Plant Live. We're truly happy that you could have joined us in today's presentation. I'm your host, Dane Parker from Clarendon and Manchester, with which I serve. Today, we'll be speaking, of course, on the topic of the Elixir granular compound fertilizer. Now, it sounds like a mouthful, but the intent of today's session is to break and to dissect that right down into bite-sized pieces. And of course, we'll leave you with the strategies of how to use this fertilizer and where perhaps you can acquire these blends. Of course, you can always feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our channels on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, should you be in the need of an agronomist, you can of course reach us at our offices at 757-0022, or you can speak to your local farm store operators and they will of course get in touch with you. We are always in the field and in the know. Let's get into today's presentation. Now, the Elixir granular fertilizer is going to be dissected. We're going to be looking at the brand itself. We're going to be looking at the composition of these fertilizers and, of course, the benefits of using them. One could not have this conversation unless we are speaking to the benefits. Now, of course, the blend is a high-quality fertilizer that is a compound fertilizer. And when I say compound, this is what I refer to. Now, each of the granules in the fertilizer, of course, are the same color, but at the same time, each of the nutrient is present in the individual blends. Now, the benefit of this is, of course, that the fertilizer itself allows for uniform distribution throughout the plant. Now, once you put this down on the soil, the nutrients can be, of course, you don't have to say some did not catch here or the other. Wherever these grains or the granules are placed, then the plants will directly benefit from it. Now, let me just backtrack and say to you that the AgChem plant, of course, formalizes relationships with companies that are with cutting-edge technology. And because of this, the Elixir Zorska company was founded in 1960. And of course, they've been producing fertilizers since 2017 or thereabouts. Now, the production process and the fertilizers are 100% environmentally friendly. And of course, this, of course, would have led to them being the leading producer of these complex mineral fertilizers. They are high quality, and of course, they are very efficient in use in crop production. And the tagline for the company is, of course, Elixir Zorka, good for the land. Now, as I was saying, each of the granules have all the NPK as well as secondary. So it has the primary, secondary, and of course the micronutrients in the blend. And the benefit of this, as I was suggesting, is that once you put down this nutrient, it's benefiting the plant wherever the granules may go. So each granule has the NPK ratio. Now, it's a state-of-the-art production system that, of course, allows the farmer and the plant and the returns to be at its optimum best. Now, the other benefit is that the pH is neutral, or it is from 6.5 or 5.5 to 6.5 in that bracket. That is the ideal range where plants actually feed. And so when you put down a fertilizer of this type, the plants are directly benefiting. Now, the uniformity of the blend itself allows for equal as well as uniform distribution. So once you put it down and plant roots are able to feed, then the nutrient will be very much readily available. The other factor is that the solubility of these fertilizers are amazing. Now, what do I mean by that? The phosphorus is 100% soluble. And because of this, the plants can pick up and benefit readily. Now, you want a good start for your crop, you need to be talking about your Elixir compound fertilizers. Now, it also contains a dust-free technology, which allows the farm to, of course, apply this mineral without having any issues therein. The other benefit is that the Nitrogen is in the ammonical form or the ammonium form. And what does this mean? It simply means that the plants are able to absorb it without the fertilizer having to go through any stage of breakdown, unlike the blends that you're currently seeing on the market here today. It's less prone, of course, to leaching, and this makes you now benefit at the end result in terms of the nutrient or the crop yield and the size of your yield itself. It is also going to be satisfying the crop needs at the required stage. Now, I said to you earlier that they come with built-in secondary as well as micronutrients. So it comes with both the primary, which is the NPK, and it comes with secondary, like your sulfur, your magnesium, your zinc, your boron in your micronutrient form. And why is it so? Remember that the plant requires 17 minerals to grow and develop. So if you buy a bag of fertilizer and you only put in on 3, where then would you expect the plant to get the rest? And is it mobile within the plant tissues? And so we recognize that and realize that we cannot go the route of putting down or selling farmers a product that is not of the highest efficacy. Now, of course, depending on your crop needs, we have a blend that is excellent and suited for this. And of course, even if your soil type varies significantly, you don't have to try to remember which blend to buy. All you need to recall is the stage of the crop, and you select your Elixir blend of fertilizer. Now, of course, we'll be looking and zoning in on 3 particular blends that we have brought in just the same. We're talking about the Elixir Supreme, which is your 16-27-7, and another Elixir Supreme, which is your 12-12-17. And again, they are built with your NPK as well as sulfur. And why do we add sulfur, you might ask? The formulation is what is going to be adding. This formulation is going to be adding value to the end product. It extending your crop life, extending your shelf life of the harvest, and of course, allowing you for better returns in terms of dollar for dollar. The formulations are so designed that they can be used on a wide range of crops, whether they be fruit trees or your vegetables, your tomatoes or your sweet peppers, whatever they are. I said to you earlier, the secondary minerals that are present, which are your micronutrients. You also have macronutrients. So you have your magnesium and your sulfur that are present, and you also have other micronutrients such as your boron, your zinc, your iron, your manganese. And these play a direct role in either preventing chlorosis, reducing fruit and flower drop, and at the same time, building the plant's capacity to give you the longer term effects of higher nutrient value as well as longer productive cycles. Now, the phosphorus is totally water soluble, and it of course means that you have a better rate of absorption. The presence of sulfur in these blends are also allowing you for better protein synthesis. And what does this mean? It simply means that your crop is better able to manufacture more food. Basic. And if the plant is able to manufacture more food, it simply means that what you'll have are larger tomatoes, bigger crop, or sweet peppers, even for your potatoes, larger tubers that are going to be coming. The improved efficiency of your mineral uptake is also a point of focus. If the crop can take up more fertilizer, it simply means that you get faster production and bigger yields, thereby leading to bigger profits. The presence of boron is also another factor. And the boron in terms of your flowering plant plays a critical role. What is this, you might ask? The shape of your peppers and your tomatoes. It also helps with even your cucumbers, whether your cucumbers are coming out straight or they are curved. Boron has a direct role with that. Now, at the same time, it also helps to mobilize calcium throughout the plant. Now, can you speak of a greater benefit than this? Than to put down your nutrient and to recognize that your plants are developing not just rapidly, but they are doing what they're supposed to be doing throughout the growth cycle. Zinc, of course, is also added to this, which is strengthening the immune system. It's also allowing for the production of auxins, which is needed for your continuous growth in your crop, as well as your side shoot. And of course, it's going to be assisting with a greater level of chlorophyll production. So you have sulfur and you have zinc aiding with chlorophyll production. So you're going to be getting a greener plant. And if the plant is greener, you have more chlorophyll, more food production over a longer period of time. How about that for a powerhouse fertilizer from Elixir Zorka? Now, to add to this, these are the blends. We're now carrying two particular in the Supreme line. I'm going to be breaking down for you how to use them and so on. Now, we have the starter premium, I call it, or even your super starter. It's a 16-27-7. And it also comes with your boron and your zinc. Remember I told you earlier, the benefits of adding boron? You're talking about improved plant mineral uptake. The benefit of zinc, chlorophyll, protein synthesis. So you're getting what? A greener plant right from the start. Now, if you can get that optimum takeoff, what it simply means is that when it comes to the next phase of your crop life, you're going to be seeing bigger and better profits. Now, what's in the 16-27-7 plus micro elements? You're getting 16% nitrogen, which is in your ammonical form. Your 27% phosphorus, which comes in your phosphorus pentoxide, and your potassium in the potassium sulfate or sulfate of potash blend. And you're also getting 9% sulfur. In addition to that, you're getting 1% boron as well as 0.1% zinc. Now, the added benefit of using a sulfate of potash blend is going to be discussed further. But let me just give you a hint. If you are looking at a fertilizer and it comes as a chloride option or it comes as a nitrate option with your potassium being tied onto it, then what you generally find is that the salt index is pretty much higher. In your sulfate of potash blend, what you're getting is a lower salt index, which is going to give you faster uptake and better utilization. Let's get on with it. Now, some of the agronomic benefits of using this blend include the plant is not searching for nutrients anymore. Let me just put it like that. What am I saying? Micro, macro, everything is in this bag. And because of that, when you're getting the plant ready for establishment, what you want are bigger roots. And to facilitate bigger roots, you need a better blend of phosphorus. And this phosphorus is what is going to be helping the plant to get quick establishment. Now, the phosphorus in this is not just root stimulation, but it's going to be helping also in terms of your growth and development over the period of time. Remember, bigger roots are going to be equating to better growth and development because the plant is now better able to feed from what you put down. And those roots are going to be needed within the first week or 3 weeks of the crop life. You need to reduce that stress level and get the plant moving as quickly as possible. The quicker the plant establishes itself, better it is. Now, the phosphorus is going to be stimulating protein synthesis. So you're going to be getting faster growth, better development, quicker establishment. So if you should actually try to pull up one of those seedlings that you've planted out, what you're going to be seeing are bigger, larger roots with more fibrous roots spreading throughout the plant structure. Now, the solubility of the phosphorus is 95.2% to be exact. Can't get that anywhere in the world except here at Caribbean Chemicals AgChem plant with the Elixir premium blends that we currently have. The benefit again is readily available fertilizer for your crop. Again, I mentioned to you earlier where the salt index is concerned. Because it is free from chlorides, and if chlorine is present like in a potassium chloride option, what you'll get are damages to the root system, especially to your root tip, because what they do is to pair in the production chlorine along with your potassium. Now, it has a higher percentage of potassium, but for plants that are sensitive to chlorine, you're going to be having issues where that is concerned. And in truth and in fact, those are most plants that we generally grow in the Caribbean. Now, the quantities to apply in terms of per acre for your vegetables, whether it be leafy vegetables, anywhere from 150 pounds to the acre, or as on the higher end, 300 pounds. For your potatoes, whether they be sweet or your Irish potatoes, I know those seasons are coming up, you need approximately 300 kilograms or 125 pounds per acre. For your fruit tree crops that you're establishing, 160 pounds per acre. And if you're planting out corn, whether it be sweet or field corn, you need 90 pounds per acre. Now, the other blend, as I was saying to you, is the 12-12-17. And this, of course, comes with a sulfate of potash in the 17 and 14% sulfur, and as well as micro elements. Again, inside this bag, you're also be getting magnesium, another added benefit. Now, as the crop grows, it's benefiting from zinc, it's benefiting from magnesium, but to the extent where the crop can suffice in terms of the growth and development. Now, you might say these numbers don't look like the regular blends, but what we're talking about are not regular fertilizers, folks. Farmers, we're talking about a blend that is excellent. All of these minerals are relatively available to your crop. It's not going to be leaching as readily as they're supposed to as other blends. Now, the boron and zinc in the formulation along with manganese are going to be helping with your fruit set and your fruit retention. These are the added benefit of pairing your micronutrients. And I'm going to show you a chart later on that shows you the direct relationship between your macro, as in your NPK, and your micronutrient relationships and how they, if when paired together, the benefits of doing that. So stay with me. And of course, if you should have questions, you can always type them in your chat. I have a device that I can read them at any point in time. And at the same time, we can have a session where we will have question and answers just the same. That will soon be available. Now, in terms of your 12-12-17, what you're also getting is a direct benefit in terms of the sulfate of potash along with your magnesium. So you're getting greener plants and you apply this product just as your crop is going into. So for your flowering plants, you'll be putting on this as soon as you're coming out of your vegetative state and going into your fruit set and production. You put on this fertilizer so as to give you that added benefit. The application rate, again, you're using up to 600 to 1200 kilograms per hectare for your vegetables and 500 to 1000 kilograms per hectare, or over just 450 pounds to an acre. And this is on your larger estates if you're doing your fruit tree crops. Again, the benefits outweigh the quantities that you'll put down. Because the potassium is of a better source, then what you're getting is both potassium in a very high rate, which is about, in your sulfate of potash, I believe it's 54% potassium, and your sulfur that is present is approximately 18%. So you're getting both the added benefit of sulfur along with potassium. What you're also going to be getting are improved quality of the harvest. So the color, the sweetness or the bricks, the yield per plant is going to be improved significantly. And of course, added to that is the ability of the crop to withstand handling, movement from here to there or to your different markets, whether it be via transport or you're moving them from your farm to your farm gate to be transported. The improved uptake of minerals, again, is the added benefit of this because of the formulation with your micronutrients and your secondary macronutrients. The plant can take up the minerals in a relatively easier form, which allows for better and added benefits. Now, your sulfate of potash, of course, works better with crops that are sensitive to chlorine. So crops such as your sweet peppers and your cucumber, your watermelon, your onions, are going to be seeing better uptake and better use of the product rather than using a chloride form where your potassium is concerned. Even for your seedlings that are going to be transplanted, to use a chloride option will, of course, cause damages to those new root fibers that your body was sending out. And, of course, this can add or cause added stress to your crop. Now, I recall telling you earlier that I wanted to show you a chart where your micronutrients and your macronutrients plays an important role. Now, if you notice at your germination and establishment stage, your iron, zinc, and your manganese becomes critically important. And so you cannot necessarily feed your crop without putting on these products, because what you cause, of course, is added stress. And so in these blends that we've brought in are these micronutrients that are present. And to continue and to carry over into your vegetative crop stage, you have your iron, you have your zinc, you come back again with your manganese, you have copper, and you have your boron. How is this beneficial? You're allowing the plant to have these micronutrients present, so as it grows into the next stage in terms of your fruit set, your flowering, you're already allowing these to be present so as to not go into a deficiency. You don't want them to be searching too much for these minerals. And so the added benefit is that you're going to be seeing it in the long-term effects on the crop in terms of your fruit set, your flower retention, and your size. Just this week, I visited a greenhouse where the farmer, his blossoms were falling off. And again, critically to this was the lack of or the absence of boron in his nutrient program. And I said to him, listen, you can't continue without using your 12-12-17 because you're going to be getting the double benefit therein. And as the crop grows further into the stage, notice what happens. Iron is also critically important along with your boron. And boron, once you're maintaining your fruit set and your shape for your watermelons, it's going to become critical for your tomatoes. When you don't want to have misshapen fruits, your cucumbers bending, boron along with these other micronutrients are going to be becoming very much necessary. And the role of boron here is to transport your carbohydrates throughout the plant. It also helps to mobilize calcium. And so this again is important. Zinc being present is a participant in your chlorophyll formation. And so this again is going to be helping with your greener plants along with the activation of the enzyme so as to allow for photosynthesis or food production. So bigger plants, maximum yield, and of course, bigger profits with your fertilizers. Now, here again is the added and further benefits. Now, because you're using a fertilizer that is compound and complex, I wish when you go to the farm stores and you purchase the bag and you open it, you'll see. But what you notice here are everything in this is blue. You're not seeing some red, some green, some yellow, something of the sort. And the benefit of that is all the minerals are in one grain. Everything comes in it. So when you put it down, the crop is benefiting from what you're seeing here. The added benefit too is that you're not going to be losing some minerals to leaching and to other variables because it's present inside the blend itself. It comes with your NPK, it comes with your micronutrient, and so there's added benefit to using the fertilizer. Even with other blends, you're going to be seeing a similar setup, whether they come as light pink or white or even blue or dark blue. All the grains themselves comes with the minerals that are present. And because of that, when you put it down, the plant will be benefiting. When you put down and incorporate, the plant is benefiting from the added value of having all the nutrient in one place rather than to be searching for these minerals. Now, it also is going to be, of course, as a result of the fact that the nutrients themselves are in the form that the plant can take them up, then you'll see pretty much A day or two after you've applied, you're looking at the crop, you'll be seeing the significant difference in these fertilizer blends when you put them on. Now, here's a graphic that I want you to look at very keenly. Now, when you put down other fertilizers, everything is scattered all over the place. And so what you're going to be realizing is that some of the red one gone there, so the blue one and the purple one and the pink one all over the place. And you're wondering, did I put down this fertilizer effectively? But when you use the Elixir blend, what you're going to be seeing is that once the nutrient goes where you put it down, everything is present. All the NPK is in every single grain. And if they are built in with your magnesium and your sulfur, everything goes in the same direction. What is the benefit of this? The distribution is going to be effective, as well as the plant doesn't have to be searching or competing. The plant can pick up the nutrient quickly and readily. And so the other blends that we're going to be talking about, you would have met up on your 15-15 as well, but the other blend I'd like to introduce you to, which is the third in the series, is your 7-20-30. Now, this and these blends are going to be in your farm stores, I must say, wherever you are right across the length and breadth of this country, you'll be able to find it. And again, if you can reach out to us, we'll tell you exactly where you are. Now, the added benefit, this formulation, again, each nutrient is present. The uniformity of the blend is what we're also looking at. We'll also be looking at the composition of each of these granules, each of them having the same mineral, and the fact that the elements are so, I call it basic, the plant can just pick it up and consume it and use it, and you'll see the response of the crop. Now, the 7-20-30 is, of course, more suited for your crops that are going to be storing food, like your potatoes, your watermelons, your cantaloupes, your cucumbers, you understand, your cassava. These crops serve and will ultimately benefit more from having this particular blend being utilized. Again, because of the uniformity and the high water solubility of this product, the plants will you just see the burst, literally, in the terms of the growth and development. Now, the addition of sulfur in these blends allows for several physiological processes to occur. One, for your improved nitrogen uptake, and two, for your protein synthesis. You want to also stimulate the plant's ability to produce enzymes, which are going to be geared towards food production. You also want to help the plant, of course, with the added benefit of being greener or producing more chlorophyll, as well as nitrogen fixation. Now, these protein synthesis you'll be talking about here is the production of course, your amino acids. And these are what are going to be, these are protein, these are building blocks of the crop and the plant that are going to be used for growth and development, for root formation, for energy, as well as even to be stored in terms of food production. Now, the protein, the chlorophyll formation here is, of course, going to be linked directly to photosynthesis, so more manufacturing of food taking place. And of course, the presence of sulfur is going to be also added to you as a soil conditioner. So it's improving the soil texture, your aeration, and it's also reducing the acidity of your soil structure, thereby, of course, contributing to faster nutrient uptake and better growth and development. And in crops like your scallion and your garlic and your onion, sulfur also plays another role in terms of the aroma, the pungency of the onion. So if you want the eyes to burn a little bit more, or you want the flavor of the onion to be a little bit higher, the addition of your sulfur blends like your 15-15 or even this product, your 7-20-30, aids in that process. Now, the application rate, again, pretty low. You're talking about 350 pounds per acre for your vegetables. For your potatoes, 270 pounds. And of course, for fruit tree crops that are going to be demanding larger quantities, anywhere from 312 to 535 pounds per acre. For your corn, for larger cobs, longer cobs, as well as sweeter corn, you're talking about anywhere from 250 to 400 pounds per acre. And of course, the added benefit. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I go about using these fertilizer blends? And of course, we would have worked that out for you and allowed you to see. Now, for your flowering crops, what we normally recommend is from your crop establishment onwards. I know some farmers tend to want to blend the nutrients, so they get added benefits of using both a nitrogen base as well as a high phosphorus base. And so the Elixir 16277 plus our amasulfan can be mixed together so as to benefit the crop in terms of that added nitrogen, if you so desire, but a high percentage of phosphorus to give you that excellent start. And of course, the addition of your zinc and your sulfur is going to be assisting to get your plants greener. For your vegetative growth, you're talking about your 12, 12, 17. And again, remember, I told you this is a sulfate of potash base. So you're going to be getting that boron, you're going to be getting that zinc so as to help with your blossoming and your fruit retention. And in the latter stages, to help with your crop development and to enlarge your fruits and to ripen them up, you're going to be using your Elixir 72030 or your amasulfan. And again, to top up a little bit of nitrogen, in some cases, what I've seen and also realize that you want to extend the crop life, you want to pick at least 4 or 5 or 6 times just to give the plant a slight nitrogen flush, not an entire bag is recommended here now, like a half a bag to or a quarter bag to every 1 bag of your 72030. And this, of course, is going to be maintaining that vegetative growth, but allowing your crop to focus more on developing those fruits, setting more fruits, getting them enlarged, and of course, ripening them. And of course, should you be growing your leafy vegetables, then of course, what you also recognize is that you're going to be using your amasulfan again with your 16277, and you can of course use your 15-15-15. In some instances, what I see my farmers like in Boggles do is to incorporate the 16277 in the soil, and then they just, upon weeding, if they're going to be weeding, they just broadcast right through the 15-15-15, and that's it. Pretty much that it. You cut lettuce right through, and you're getting excellent sizes, a higher level of uniformity, and you're pretty much home safe. Now then, just to have a quick recap with you. Each of the granules or the grains inside your fertilizer comes with all the nutrient that is present. So you're not missing out if some grains go to the left and some go to the right. You're not missing out. The crop is not missing out either. The nitrogen that is present, the crop can utilize it because it's in the ammonium form. The phosphorus and potassium that is also present in this product is, of course, highly water soluble, which again gives you the added benefit of quicker uptake and faster growth. The addition of your sulfur again, which is going to be helping with your greening and your protein synthesis, is also present. And the flexibility of using the product over a wider range of crops is also of paramount interest. Now, because the fertilizer, as I said, you would have heard me saying compound and complex, and we refer to it like that because, again, the nutrient that is present, each granule, each grain has all the blend that is present. Every nutrient that is in the bag or on the label is present inside each grain. This again makes it more flexible for its application. The fact that it's a homogeneous mixture, that when you pick up a handful, you don't have to wonder if too much of the phosphorus went here and a little bit, everything is present. It's quick and easy and ready to be absorbed by the plant. Again, noticeable results. And this again is another added benefit to using this product. Now, of course, we can't overemphasize the need for you to look at your crop demand and, of course, apply accordingly. So we normally recommend that you know where your crop development is, your target yield, and of course, you can apply accordingly. I know farmers who can cut back because the market is a bit slow, but they're still feeding their plant. And at the same time, you're putting on what is required so as to allow for continuity in terms of the crop's growth and development. At this time, the line is open where you can, of course, ask your question where we can. Sure. So at this time, are there any questions?
Oh, Mr. Parker, what sizes are these fertilizers?
Okay, so the blends come in a 50 pound or 25 kg bag. They're very colorful, quite attractive. It displays for you the nutrient ratios and what is also present in it in terms of the added benefits. So it's a 50-pound bag that is quite easy. So you can see them to the side here. And pretty much what you see in the graphic on my screen are how the bags are presented. So this is what it looks like. So depending on the bag, your Amasulfan may come in a red and white. The 720-30 and your 15-15 comes in a green and white bag, and the other blends come in a blue and white. So it's a 50-pound bag.
All right. What are the benefits of the sulfur and the micronutrients in
All right.
these blends?
It's a very good question. So what are the benefits of the presence of the sulfur as well as your micronutrient? Now, the idea here is the plant requires 17 minerals to grow and develop. Good? 3 it's getting from the atmosphere, so the other 14 must be provided. The presence of your micronutrient, let me just go back to that slide, in terms of the growth phase. There you go. So this is it. The presence of your micronutrient also helps as a carrier of the macronutrients. Good? That's 1. 2, the plant doesn't just need the NP and K. So you need to be supplementing or providing that to the crop. The sulfur here, so for example, like your boron, it's helping with the movement of your carbohydrates. Your zinc, it's helping with chlorophyll production, so you're getting greener plant. Helping with the stimulation of enzyme production, so you're getting more amino acid production, thereby resulting in a bigger, more robust plant. The sulfur, of course, in your protein synthesis. So what you're looking at in the addition of these minerals is an objective where we're stimulating the plant's mechanisms to say, listen, I need a nice cabbage and I need it now. But what I'm doing also is to give you or give the crop what it needs to develop in that particular manner. I hope that answers the question. So the benefits is to not just put on an NPK, but we're supplementing it so the crop can pick up all so as to move into the next growth stage rather than to lag on to remain stunted somewhat.
Ventura Reed is asking cost analysis.
All right. So what we're doing now is this is the first in a 2-part series. So Reed, what we're going to be doing, we have begun laying out some trials. We are doing other trials at this moment in time. And so what we're going to be doing is to look at the overall picture for different crops at different stages so as to allow for growth and development. So we'll soon get that information in the next part of this presentation.
And another question from YouTube. Compared to the regular fertilizer, what's the cost difference? And is it that the cost difference provide the added revenue taken up by the change?
I'll repeat that question. How does it compare to the, all right, so it's a 2-part question. So how does it compare to what we currently have on the market? It's a superior blend. To simply answer it like that, it's a superior blend. The other blends on your market now comes with just your basic NPK. 1, 2, 3, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. what we do is to pair with NPK the secondary. So you have primary, secondary, you have your tertiary or your micronutrients. Good. What we put in the bag is a primary, secondary, and a tertiary. So you're getting all three. So take, for example, your 16-27-7. You're getting sulfur, you're getting zinc, you're getting boron, you're getting magnesium. You're getting N, you're getting P, you're getting K. So in that bag, you're getting a total of 7 or 8 minerals. The composition of the mineral also makes it different. In your local products, when you open the bag or rip the bag open, you see 3 or 4 granules. In this particular blend, each grain comes with all the nutrient. The benefit of that is because the formulation allows for better uptake and easier distribution. The form of the nutrient that is also used is also what separates us. So that's a third thing, or fourth, the form of the nutrient. So in our potassium base, we are using a potassium sulfate base. Other folks are using another blend, which again, as I said to you, could be either detrimental or can result in a slower uptake. What we've recognized is that the sulfate of potash option gives the crop a faster growth and development. And so that's the direction that we went. Now, in terms of the benefits, because of from the cost point of view, because of the formulation, you are going to end up using less fertilizer. So for example, you're to an acre side by side, and when we do the part 2 of this, you will see it for yourself. We'll show you in vegetable crops, you'll see it in other crops. We won't name whose product it was, but we'll put them side by side and you'll be the judge of it. And that's soon. So I anticipate you coming back to view next session.
So there's a follow-up question to the same question. Okay, then using this product, should we limit the use of Sugar Express and other floral-based fertilizers?
All right, so no. Very good question. I like the interactivity. Should you find the need to reduce the amount of other minerals? Remember, you can feed your crop in 2 ways, either through the root structures or through your leaf. Now, let's say, for example, you did not or you were not able to apply your nutrient as is required. Or let's say, for example, like a tomato. Let's say you put down your nutrient at week 8. Good. You're getting massive fruit set. Week number 10 and 11, you're going to be harvesting. To maintain the longevity of the harvest and the size, even though a nutrient is present in the soil, we normally say to you, continue with the foliar feeding. Because you can't go back in the field. Maybe the field will have been locked up, so you can't go back through. Or if you want, you could also do a side dress. But to foliar feed, I would not say to you stop or to limit. Again, for each farmer, and farming is a science, So you are there, you know what you need from your crop, you know how what the market price is, you know when and how to scale back. So if tomato not really sell for much, I wouldn't go the route of putting on added minerals. I could cut back, watch what is happening, make my adjustments, and do accordingly. But you're always going to need to apply foliar nutrition just to ensure that you continue the growth and development of the crop.
Parker, so farmers, if you want to know the price of the product or the cost,
yes,
you can check with the farm stores that is in your area. The product is widely distributed. You can also send us a WhatsApp at 876-401-4766, and we will tell you where exactly in the parish that you are that you'll be able to get the products.
Excellent. All right, so I'm told that there are no other questions. Could you just, I'm not able to see what you have there, so.
Product today, Parker?
Certainly. Why wouldn't I? Is it product or products?
1 bag.
Excellent. So for your participation in this presentation, of course, we have one of the newer blends of the Elixir fertilizer blend, whether it be your 16-27-7 or your 12-12-17 or the 7-20-30, one lucky farmer will walk away with a 50-pound sack, courtesy of Alchem Plant. If you can answer this question in the chat for me, what I've stressed this more than once. So let me just ask it. What are the benefits of using a sulfate of potash blend fertilizer? What are the benefits? So in the blend that we have, there are two. What are the benefits of using a sulfate of potash based fertilizer? So I'm sure you can answer that one, man. It's quite and pretty straightforward. It has something to do with that. Same thing you're thinking about. What are the benefits of using a sulfate of potash blend? Too hard? Too difficult? Wow. All right, let me answer for you.
Johnson,
Yes.
faster uptake, quicker growth simulation.
There you go. So faster what?
Faster uptake and quicker growth stimulation.
There you go, sir. So it's a faster growth because that product has the presence of sulfur, the presence of your potassium. So you're going to be getting, remember the sulfur there is stimulating the enzyme production, your carbohydrate metabolic cycle, and of course the potassium that is there. So remind me of the person's name again, please.
Lesworth Johnson.
Sir Johnson.
From St. Anne.
Lesworth, how you doing, sir? Congratulations, man. Excellent answer. And continue to participate and spread the word in your side of St. Anne. And to other farmers who participated this afternoon, let me just say to you, thank you for participating. Continue to stay safe, follow the protocols, and of course, should you be in need of our direct services, you can, of course, reach out to us at the different contact information. Is there another question or another response? Remember too that you can share this video. You can always go back and rewatch, pause and go back to it, and to ensure that you would have seen all that there is. And of course, you can reach out to Dale Smith. He covers Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. Or you can reach out to Dennis Leckie if you're in the St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland area. Janoy Johnson, if you're in the St. Catherine, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas region. Or Sion Spence, if you're in Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth. And if you're in Clarendon or Manchester, of course, yours truly, Dane Parker. Feel free to reach out where we can do your different assessments of the crop and provide for you quick and easy and detailed responses in terms of your growth and development. Thank you for joining us. Walk good and ensure that you continue to grow.